what I actually did was I lived next door to the local news editor of the local paper in New Plymouth, New Zealand. His name was Clem Cave, and I used to cut his lawns on a Saturday morning and steal his home brew on a Saturday night. And he said, "You got to get in. Ever thought of becoming a reporter?" And I said, "Not really." And he mentioned that you'd have to work Saturdays, and I played football on Saturdays. I thought, no, I'm never going to do that. But the weird thing was I'd always had an interest, obviously I didn't realise it, in newspapers, because I'd fight my dad for who got hold of the paper when it was landed over the fence every day. And back then, in the late 50s, I started reading about these guys called astronauts, because they were, Life magazine had the first 6 or 7 astronauts, and they were syndicating their stories. And I started reading this stuff and was fascinated and could not know that 10 years later, I'm from a little town in New Zealand, 10 years later, I'm at Cape Canaveral, standing in a media pool watching Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins go to the moon. It was most extraordinary after only 10 years in the business.